Our Down the Road TV crew traveled to Wooster, Ohio, where they got to talk to a representative for the Medina Raptor Center, an organization which rescues wild birds and other animals and rehabilitates them for their release back into the wild. They brought along 3 birds, which they shared with a local group of bird watchers, and here's their story.
I'm a volunteer at the Medina Raptor Center. Medina Raptor Center is located in Spencer, Ohio. And our main goal is to take in injured birds of prey and rehabilitate them and release them back into the wild. And we've been in existence for a little over 20 years now. The Medina Raptor Center is a completely volunteer-operated facility, and we work completely off of private donations. We don't get any money from the state. It's donations and volunteer time only. The number of birds we get varies every year. Last year we took in a little over 300 birds. Jack came in 2 years ago as just a little chick with an eye injury, unfortunately. Able to save the eye, so Jack now lives with us permanently and comes to programs like this to serve as an ambassador for her species. Jack is a girl. Well, the primary goal of the Medina Raptor Center is to take in injured birds of prey, rehabilitate them, get them healthy again, and release them back into the wild. In a given year, the Medina Raptor Center will take in anything from sawwood owls that weigh about 6 ounces all the way up to bald eagles. I think last year we even had 4 bald eagles that we had at the center. We get red-tailed hawks, we get Cooper's hawks, we get peregrine falcons, we get barred owls, great horned owls, screech owls, kestrels. We get other species of birds that come in as well, but our specialty is birds of prey. In a given year we average about 60 to 70% release rate, which is pretty darn good. Unfortunately, some birds come in that are just too far gone, they don't make it. Some birds wind up going to other facilities, and in a few cases we wind up with birds like Jack here, who basically have rehabilitated to the point that they're happy, healthy birds, but they have some permanent disability, like in Jack's case, missing an eye, that makes them not capable of being released back into the wilds. Well, if you were to stumble upon an injured raptor, the first thing you should do is give us a call, and our number is 330-667-2386. And somebody will pick up the phone and we'll be able to better ask you a few questions, figure out what's going on, figure out what type of bird it is, and either have you bring it into the center or we'll have somebody come out and gather the bird depending on the situation. We do get a lot of baby animals in the springtime that there's nothing wrong with them, but people see a baby animal, don't see a parent around, and just assume that the babies have been somehow abandoned. That's a common problem, so it is best to leave the animal alone. Well, since we are completely based on donations for our funding, you can go to our website, www.medinaraptorcenter.org, or you could give us a call, and you can make donations that way. Working with birds like this is pretty much on-the-job training. It's hard to just know how to do it from the start. But if somebody wanted to volunteer, again, the best thing to do is to call the center. You ask for our director, Laura, and she can guide you through the steps. These birds are very important, and it's important that we work on conservation of these birds because they're a part of the ecosystem, and all the animals in our ecosystem are here for a purpose. If you look just at Jack, and you figure in Jack's life, if Jack was back out living in a barn somewhere out in the country, Jack might eat 2 or 3 mice a day and live for 10 years doing that every day. If you think about how much the agricultural savings one barn owl can give, that's a lot. And you can make similar arguments for a lot of the species out there, all of them really. They all serve a purpose, and they're all really worth taking care of and protecting as the world changes. The main thing to remember is we're taking in too many of these birds. Every year we're doing the best we can, but every year we see more of them, and some of them have been hit by cars in their accidents. Other times they've been shot or poisoned, and there's so much that can be done positively and proactively, little steps that'll really help their populations out. These include things like not using lead buckshot, not using lead sinkers, taking fishing line with you. We have a lot of issues with birds that have been poisoned because they consume insecticides or they're exposed to them in other ways. And so there are a lot of little steps people can take, and if they just take that little extra time, that little extra effort, a whole lot of conservation can make a lot of progress.
We'd like to thank the Medina Raptor Center for sharing the importance of their mission. Their dedication to these wonderful creatures is amazing and inspiring. Down the Road is brought to you in part by Prince Agra, makers of Omnigen AF, advancing animal nutrition for healthy animals, and Woodruff Enterprise of Springfield, Ohio.